Hello everyone. Today is Tuesday, August 13th, 2024. I'm here at Bowne Park, which is located in Flushing, Queens. This park's area is roughly in the shape of a rectangle, and it measures out to be 11.79 acres or 4.77 hectare. It is bordered by 29th Avenue on the north, 32nd Avenue on the south, 155th Street on the west, and 159th Street on the east. The park consists of a playground, basketball courts, bocce, and a kettle pond. If you want to think about driving your car around here, I've got great news for you. There's plenty of parking spots throughout the neighborhood. The part of Flushing this park is located is specifically known as Broadway-Flushing, or North Flushing. The name Broadway comes from the Broadway station of the Long Island Railroad, which is located at Northern Boulevard near 164th Street or Station Road. Part of this area has been designated as a state and federal historic district due to its elegant park-like character of the neighborhood. Much of this area has been rezoned by New York City to preserve the low-density residential quality of the neighborhood. Broadway-Flushing is approximately bounded by 29th Avenue to the north, Northern Boulevard and Cross-Sharon Avenue to the south, 155th Street to the west, and 172nd Street to the east. So, if you take a walk or drive around the neighborhood, you would notice that most of the properties around here are actually single detached houses. There's even grass between the sidewalk and the street, which is actually very uncommon in New York City. This is definitely one of the most beautiful places in Queens, and I would say definitely give this area a visit if you want some peace and tranquility, very opposite throughout the busy life of Manhattan or downtown areas of New York City. You can also travel to this park via public transportation. Two options that you have are either taking the bus in combination with or without the subway, or you can also take the commuter rail, specifically the Long Island Railroad. Let's start with the bus. The main bus route you want to focus on is the Q16, which travels from Flushing Main Street on its western end towards Fort Totten on its eastern end. The Q16 has two branches, either traveling on Utopia Pkwy or Francis Lewis Blvd. Both of these routes actually travel through Bowne Park, so it doesn't matter which route it is, just focus on the Q16 route number. Two other bus options you can consider are also taking the Q13 or Q28 buses, which travel along Northern Boulevard or New York State Route 25A. All three bus routes actually connect at Flushing Main Street Station, which connects towards the 7 train. This is actually the 7 train's easternmost terminus, so you can either take the 7 local or 7 express train and then connect to one of these buses. If you want to travel here via the Long Island Railroad, you would take the Port Washington branch. And the stop that you want to focus on is Broadway, which stops at Northern Boulevard, Station Road, and around 164th Street. It's roughly about a 10-minute walk to Bowne Park from the Long Island Railroad, so it's not that far. Looking back at the map, you can notice that the western half consists of a kettle pond, while the eastern half consists of the bocce court, basketball court, and the playground. The rest of the area consists of a walkway and green space, which consists of trees and grass. As I walk along the perimeter of the pond, let's talk a little bit about its history. So, the name Bowne has a very important significance throughout Flushing. We've got Bowne Park, Bowne Street, John Bowne High School, and John Bowne's house, which is actually a historic landmark. So the name John Bowne must have some importance. In fact, John Bowne was actually one of the earliest immigrants to Flushing and a Quaker around the 1600s. He is known for his fight for religious freedom. And the Bowne family and its descendants owned large portions of land throughout this area of Queens. Before Bowne Park existed, this was once the site of former state senator and New York City Mayor Walter Bowne's summer residence, Clifton, which was built around 1825. Walter Bowne is actually a long descendant of John Bowne. The two-story mansion was destroyed in a fire in March 1925. So the city acquired this property in June of 1925 by condemnation and opened it as a playground under the Parks Department in 1935. Historically, on June 10, 1969, Bowne Park made headlines as the first city park with an instant playground. The creation provided ready-made modular playground equipment, which consisted of 8-sided, colorful fiberglass play cubes. In 1994, the park was rebuilt with new playground equipment, a spray shower, a bocce, and basketball courts. By the 2010s, residents were complaining about algae blooms and trash in the pond. Some of the more notable issues included a bloom of red algae in the pond in August 2012, a flood in the park pavilion in February 2014, and another flood in May 2014 after the pond's drainage stopped working. There were also fears of poaching due to reports of missing fish and turtles. Furthermore, in August 2011, two 200-year-old trees in Bowne Park were knocked down during Hurricane Irene. Borough officials announced in mid-2014 that they had allotted $2.45 million for renovation of the park's playground and cleanup of the pond. Work on the playground and basketball court was started in October 2016 as part of a $1.5 million project and was completed the following August. So in 2017, the park was again reconstructed with treehouse-inspired multi-generational playground equipment with an expanded spray shower, with a turtle theme to pay homage to the park's popular native wildlife. Painted games and a full renovation of the basketball courts completed the project and offered expanded opportunities for recreation. In 2023, accumulated sediment was removed from the park's pond bottom to improve water quality. A new pump and aeration system were installed to improve the water quality, and 2 new turtle islands were added in the middle of the pond. At the same time, the park's plaza and bocce courts were renovated. So the Bowne Park Civic Association is an active group dedicated to take care of the park. Let's observe what we can see here. You will notice that there is a weeping willow tree along the perimeter of the pond. There's also a pipe that actually adds groundwater to the pond, which historically came from New York City's tap water system, but now it's converted to this. There's also a lot of Canadian geese over here, and some people are actually feeding them food. We are going to be taking a walk on the eastern half of the park. This consists of the bocce court, the basketball court, and the playground. I will end the video here at 32nd Avenue and 159th Street. You would notice that this area is actually very safe to cross as a pedestrian because there are painted crosswalks when crossing 32nd Avenue. For state law, When a pedestrian is visible on the crosswalk, cars are actually supposed to stop here and wait for the pedestrians to cross. In addition to that, notice that there are plenty of speed bumps throughout 32nd Avenue. Some of the speed bumps are actually very tall, and you have to be very careful when driving here, because if you drive very fast, your car could possibly go airborne, or it could actually cause damage towards the bottom of your car. So drive slowly when traveling here. Thank you so much for reaching the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed the Bowne Park tour and history. Let me know in the comments if you want to visit Bowne Park, or if you visited, let me know your experience. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give this video a like. And if you want to hear more from me, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.